Alright boys, welcome back to the Black Clover mode video. Summoner Noelle is dropping in literally less than a week, in literally 6 days time. We're going to be getting season 2, which is going to drop Summoner Noelle, Charmy, and also Ghost. Obviously, Summoner Noelle is a character you're definitely getting. There's no excuses. You're either summoning or you're getting it off the free key, basically the gateway of reunion. And this is a character you can literally not skip. You have to get her. So since everyone's going to have the character, we're going to go through today who are the best characters to pair up with Noelle and the characters you start leveling up right now, investing into. So when Summoner Noelle drops on the 19th, you're going to have a massive advantage because you already have the best characters ready to go. The first thing you should invest into is the subscribe button. We're doing Black Clover content every single day, so if you're new and you're watching the video, then subscribe. Have to say it at least once here. The first and probably most important character is going to be Valtos. If you lot don't know what he does, this is a character definitely worth using. I've been saying for the past 2 weeks now, but Valtos is going to get a massive play increase once Noelle drops. Mainly because he's a bit of a PvP god in terms of being a support character. You can see right now, everyone's starting to kind of ease into him now with Licht and Riot. It's becoming more important that you kind of start first now. And honestly, this is not only the most optimal combo. The reason why is because you have a tier 2 skill that increases the magic attack by level 70, and right now the meta has literally just been full attack characters. Red Asta, Blue Yami, Licht as well. Like, it's just been full on attack, no real magic big DPSs yet until we do get Summoner Noelle, and this is where this actual buff becomes super important. Just a quick example of the difference it makes. Right now, we're going to buff her up, give her a massive magic attack for Noelle. And then let's look at the shield we get from actually having that massive buff from Valtos. You can see right now, we're going to get an 83k shield times 2 because obviously we applied it towards Noelle. So she got, what was it, 160k shield? But this time, if we instead don't actually buff up the magic attack, we're doing, what, 80k shield? Or 86k, I think it was. When now we apply it, it's only going to be a 52k shield. That is massive. From 160k down to 100k shield. You can see that magic attack buff that she gets is massive. So Valtos skill 2 just being super important. But the buff skill right now is only useful for people who have magic attack. But you can see right now people are actually using it right now in PvP with attackers like Licht, who focuses mainly on attack. And that's because of this actual ultimate, which is going to grant your actual mobility increase by 20% at the start of the turn. And he always starts third because he's such high speed. So yeah, the magic buff is actually massive. However, people right now using Global are already using him with characters like Licht, who focuses mainly on actual attack, and that's because of the ultimate. So we'll only get half of his buff right now in Global. So once the Noelle comes out, we're getting 2 for 1 here. It's going to be 6. So what this actually does is increase your mobility by 20%, which in PvP most of the time is going to make you always attack first before the opponent, assuming they also don't have a Valtos as well. You can see Gordon's about to attack here, but we use the ultimate. We're going to increase our actual mobility by 20%, which just means that everyone should be able to attack before everyone else. So you can see right now, like right now in PvP, if you want to attack first, your whole team, just bring Valtos. He's going to always start first. He's going to use that ultimate, and literally all your whole team will attack first. And that basically means your Summoner Noelle can get the ult off faster before the other Summoner Noelle, or even just get off that shield before the other Summoner Noelle to get that counter attack back onto the character. And honestly, just get easy wins. Like Valtos is a must. You have to level him up, so make sure to do it now. You can see right now people are still consistently using this character in top ranks because he's literally just a kind of a little bit of a cheat code. Next is William. William, to be fair, not the greatest right now in Global, not gonna lie. I think he had more of a presence on JP early on the first few months, but I've rarely seen the guy, but he's actually still very good, and you saw the top ranks early on. The best team still has him on the team, and that's for 2 reasons. The ultimate is still good. Level 3 fortify as well would make your team tankier, giving you a counter attack towards a high attack character, which is always going to be Summoner Noelle. So the reason why William is still used is because of the tier 2 skill. Now bear in mind, most of the teams right now are using Julius and also Noelle, who mostly focus of magic attack, don't really care too much about attack. And this is what the skill does. It buffs attacks. So it's not that helpful towards obviously Julius and Noelle. But what is helpful is guarantee mobility increase and also the speed increase as well. It's super important in PvP to attack first, get that shield off first, get that stun off first before the other Julius and also Noelle can get that off. And William will make you do that. We broke down what Valtos just does. You can even increase your mobility by using the ultimate or buff up the magic attack. You can only do one though. William has such high speed. What you can do is simply buff up the Noelle, even though she can attack basically last, as you can see right now on the timeline. But using the tier 2 skill, because once again, William always attacks first, or at least after Valtos, because he has such high speed as well, you can use this skill to increase the mobility to where Noelle would then attack next, basically. So you're kind of getting that mobility increase and also magic buff to where you can either just ult or use a shield and just win games off those two abilities alone. It is, yeah, such a crazy combo. Like, these two, like, you have to run together. And not only that, William can also just give your team fortify. You can also turn people to trees that can stop a Noelle from getting ability off. Obviously a low chance, but it's still definitely a good ability. Once again, I believe when it comes towards the meta, I believe Julius has such high speed as well. So trying to outspeed another Julius, once again, that's a bigger thing that you will do later on. But when it comes to Noelle right now, like, these two combos is like guarantee wins. It's going to be insane. Next will be Blue Yami, and basically, if anything, is kind of a substitute until we do get, obviously, Julius about a week later. Because his ultimate is going to just basically lower the SP gauge, but also silence the character, so you can't use special skills or also tier 2 skills. So Noelle can't use the ultimate or even use a tier 2 skill. This is basically just a substitute until you do get, obviously, Julius, who would then replace him. But overall, he's still not too bad. I remember versing this guy a little bit in PvP, and honestly, this AoE skill, if you build him up properly, especially with a William on the other team, this AoE skill does do a lot of damage and so can sometimes surprise you and won't just instantly kill her. I mean, there's more of a reason to level up Yami other than obviously being a kind of a support character towards Noelle. He's still a good character with PvE farming and a good character you want to level up in general. So Yami's a character you definitely want to focus on. Now, obviously, it's not all about PvP. You can still use Noelle in PvE, and in the blue dungeon or red dungeon stage, using a red character isn't that bad, but Noelle giving you a shield for your whole team is going to make you survive it. And to be fair, if you build her out properly and you max her out, she might be one of the best characters to use in general. And the only reason why I say SR Charmy is because of her combine attack. Her combine attack is going to increase the magic by level 4. We just saw Valtos obviously increase the magic by level 3, and how much of a damage increase it can do. So to get a level 4 magic buff, an SP buff as well, and also an AoE skill, because the combine attack is going to use the tier 1 skill from Noelle, who is an AoE card. It's just going to mean you're going to do more damage and clear, hopefully, the PvE farm a little bit faster. Plus, right now, her special skill is definitely really bad. I don't even use it when I'm auto farming. I just make sure I always use the tier 2 skill. So right now, what I could do if I had Noelle on the team and had a combine attack with Charmy, I'll put the actual link on. So when Charmy does have ultimate, it will use the combine attack and actually buff up Noelle and make her do basically 2 AoE skills. Gonna be a slept on character, but one that I kind of want to try out for both Julius and also Noelle, at least the early days until we do get better characters. But Sally, hey, she's cooking a little bit. Tier 2 skill that can buff up magic attack more than actually Valtos, and also give an actual crit rate increase as well. They do last 2 turns, so you can try and even get in the Archer ultimate, which is going to increase magic and attack as well, which I believe is 2 different buffs. So yeah, it will actually stack. And it was a crit damage. I mean, I'm kind of curious how much damage Noelle can do on the ultimate if you have both of these effects applied. Combine attack and also apply level 5 magic attack only for 1 attack though, and also as well increase the mobility, so you get increased stamina. Not too much, only 10%, but Sally, man, she might be a bit of a slept on character and might be usable for the first few, I say week, because once we get Julius, you're probably not going to use her. But yeah. And then my final one is Mimosa. Honestly, I used her quite a lot on JP, and I have a few videos on the channel, on my old channel, with Mimosa and Noelle. It's not a bad combo. Right now, especially maybe when Julius comes out a little bit, because you're going up against bots, they're always going to focus down Noelle first, and if they do that, then Noelle simply might die, and then boom, you can resurrect Noelle and then keep your team alive and get that shield off. And once you get that shield off in PvP, you basically almost won the game. She is green, so she will take a lot of damage from some of Noelle, but if you have her leveled up and you've already maxed her out a little bit, she's been a good character to use, then I recommend using her still. She's not too bad. Once you get a better team like Mars, Valtos, and maybe obviously Julius after Noelle comes out, then I'll probably replace her. But for the time being, not too bad. So yeah, boys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Once again, Noelle is coming out probably, I think, on the 19th, I believe it is, and she is going to be game breaking, kind of shifting the metas. Right now, we're focusing a lot on attack, and this is basically our first big magic dealer. So once again, it does require a lot of different units, a lot of units that weren't great, like Valtos. So he's starting to see a bit more popularity now, but now he's going to be coming almost every single team. And Julius coming a week later is going to shake things up to some, you know, I'm interested, man. I'm not gonna lie, the Noelle meta on JP and KR was a bit stale because it lasted a bit too long, but Julius coming out, I'm looking forward to it. So boys, thank you for watching today's video. If you did play during the Noelle meta on JP and KR, then do let me know in the comments down below who you lot would use and who you also recommend if I haven't already named the characters. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.